Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Mini Healings. I'm covered in puppies. Well, not exactly puppies, but little guys. Oh, and lickers. You don't need to lick. So, yes. So, Duncan said hello. Dexter was here, but he's got a shorter attention span, so he's gone. And now Duncan's probably going to go to sleep. Oh, no licking. Oh, and there is Vicky. Welcome, Vicky. Hope you're doing well. So I gathered up things to go sit in my office, and I decided I'd rather stay here with the doggies. Sometimes I just like having them around, and I don't generally have them in my office just because of people sometimes being allergic. I'd rather make sure that it's a pet-free zone. Oh, there's Donna. Welcome, Donna. And then there's Mary. Welcome, Mary. So, and there goes Duncan. So I'm trying to think, what else is new? Thursday night. A few things going on. We might do a little bit of differences for the mini healings tonight. So, but first we'll do our healing pulse. That starts in about 3 minutes. And then we will see what's next. It sort of depends on you guys too. Oh, and there's Valerie. Wow. I haven't seen you in a long time, Valerie. Welcome. It's a beautiful night. So, yes, 2 minutes for our first healing pulse. Oh, and there's Marina. So currently we've got 3 countries represented in our group: US, Canada, and Iceland. Wonderful, Valerie. Always good to have internet. I don't know if I would do very well without internet. I'm firmly attached. Wonderful, Donna. Glad you could include us with your errands. Oh, and there's Anne Marie. Wow, sounds like a nice day, Anne Marie. Very nice. So, yes, healing pulse in about a minute. If you are new and have not done that, um, I will give you instructions in just a moment. Got my book ready to take notes of requests for tonight. So let me look and see. So, would you believe tonight is show number 112? Sort of crazy. I can't believe it's already August 4th. August 4th, 2022. All right, so let's do our first healing pulse of the night. Let me first quit some of my text stuff that goes on. So we're going to take off this. Oh, I'm looking at my screen. They've added a teleprompter. If I could talk, a teleprompter option. It's like, huh. So maybe very interesting just because sometimes I get a little tongue-tied. So maybe if I had a teleprompter, it might be better. I guess we'll see. All right, so let's do the mini healings. Excuse me. Let's do the healing pulse tonight. So the healing pulse is fabulous for pain, anxiety, and a lot of general odds and ends kind of things. For physical pain, that's one of the easiest ways to determine where you want to receive the energy because it's wherever you have the greatest pain. Now, if it's something emotional or something related to anxiety, you'll need to think about where do you feel the energy, like with anxiety, where do you feel it when you're anxious? Because that's where you'll want to send the energy to. So for me, for instance, when I'm really anxious, I feel it in the pit of my stomach. And that's where I would typically send the energy to. But some people, their chest gets tight, their throat gets dry. They've got quite a few different symptoms. So you'll want to determine where you want to receive the energy. So with this, if you don't really have a place that you want to receive the energy, I suggest send it to your heart. And so let's rub your hands together until they're warm. And then place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands on yours. And here's the most important part. Be open and allowing. So the energy will flow through my hands to your hands. And so not only are you receiving my healing energies, but yours too. Because I believe almost everyone has healing in their hands. And it's sort of like a muscle. The more you work with it, the stronger it can get. So just breathe in that energy. Imagine as you're breathing in, the energy is going exactly to where it needs to go. With each breath in, it goes a little deeper. With each breath out, imagine that you are releasing a little bit of what doesn't belong to you, or what is holding you back, or something that's negative. So just think in with the healing and out with things that are not for your highest good. So just be open and allowing this. So breathe it in and breathe it out. Open and allowing. So that was our first healing pulse of the night. Let me know how you did. I am going to start taking notes. So it's been a while since I've done a Sunday night special show. And I'm not going to do one this Sunday, but I think next Sunday I'm going to offer a Reiki show. So I'm going to put a poll out on the group, the mini healing group. And also I've got a Reiki group too that's public, and ask. So I'll be sharing Reiki energies, but asking what type of energies are you interested in trying out. But since I haven't done a Sunday night mini healing in quite a while, those particular shows, oftentimes I would focus on inherited or generational issues. So I thought maybe I would offer that tonight for those of you who would like it. So let me know either what you want to work on, or if you want to, excuse me, I got my fan going a little bit, so it's blowing my papers. So let me know if you would rather, for your individual healing, if you've got an issue that you want to work on for yourself, or if you want me to see if I come up with any generational or inherited issue. So let me know what you prefer. I'm going to just look through and make sure I didn't miss anybody for a request. All right, so Vicki, I've got you on the list for your heart. Hope everything's okay. Anne Marie, I'm going to put you down for generational. Mary, generational. So Donna, do you want me to work on muscle pain, or is there something else? Valerie is generational. Okay. So Vicki, let's start with you. So let me see what list I'm going to use for Vicki. Use my emotion, sensations, and behaviors list. Mistrust Vicki. Let me get an age. Around age 28. So let's go ahead and release that. Okay, so I'm getting that released and the voids have been filled. All right, so next I've got Anne-Marie, Mary, and Valerie working on generational issues. And I'm going to do a screen share. Oh, let me add Marina. So Marina wants to work on whatever's ready to be healed. Wonderful, Marina. Sometimes that definitely makes a difference if something is ready to be released. Released and healed. Okay, so I've got 3 people that are looking for generational healing. So let me... So I'm going to share screen. I'm going to do this. Okay. All right, so this is my little video image of what I like to share when I do the generational. Oh, there's Joanne. Welcome, Joanne. So let me add you. So Joanne, I'm doing generational or an issue. So when you say me too, are you saying me too to what Marina has said in the comment before, or me too for something else? Let me know. All right, and so next I've got Anne Marie. Let's see what comes up for Anne Marie. Numbness, Anne Marie. Let's see where this started. So did this start? That's what I thought, Joanne. So I will add you to whatever is ready to be healed. Okay. So numbness, but let's see where that came from for Anne Marie. So I basically look to see if it's mother's side or father's side. And I'm getting mother's side of the family. Let's see how many generations back. So one generation is parents, 2 is grandparents, 3 is great grandparents, and that's where I'm getting that it goes back. So 3 generations back. So that could include 8 different people, but it's actually your mother's side. So that narrows it down to 4. So, but it's numbness. So what we're going to do is set the intention that it releases from the entire lineage. So releasing and removing numbness from Anne Marie and her entire family. Although sometimes it does skip people, but we do want to make sure that everyone affected is cleared. And I do get that they are cleared. All right, so next, Mary's looking at generational healing too. So let's see what comes up for Mary. Disbelief. So that's very interesting. So is this like disbelief that you have a hard time believing in things, or is there disbelief in a certain something? So let's see what side. So I'm getting this is from your father's side, Mary. Let's see how far back it goes. 4 generations back. So, and it's father's side. So that would be, so here you've got 16 second great grandparents. And so 8 of them, any one of the 8, you are very welcome, Anne Marie. So let's go ahead and clear that. You'll have to ponder that, Mary, and see if that's something that's familiar to you, or does this mean you're just an overall skeptic, or just related to certain things? So it did release and the voids have been filled. Valerie also wants to look at generational. So let's see what comes up for Valerie. Intolerance. Let's see where that came from for Valerie. Mother's side. Let's see how far back. And I'm getting this is a great grandparent that had it. So what is that? 3 generations back. So let's go ahead and release that. Releasing and removing that and filling the voids. Okay, so next I got Marina and then Joanne. If you are just coming in, let me know if you would want to work on finding any generational issues. Awesome, Valerie. Thank you for that feedback. Yes, Mary. You'll have to look into that and see, just because disbelief, what does that mean? Is it a certain set of ideas? Is it something about life overall that you were taught not to believe in, or certain aspects of it? So I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen sharing. If you've got any other issues that you want to work on, let me know. Okay. So let's go on to Marina. Marina wants to work on whatever is ready to be healed or released. So let's see what that is. Yes, a lot to consider, Mary. So you'll have to let me know. I'm curious what comes up and what comes to you. Just because that's more of a broader topic than some of these that have come up for others. So I'm going to just see what tool I'm going to use for Marina. Okay. Negativity, Marina. That's a good one. Because especially you had said anything that's ready to leave. And so we've got some negativity ready to leave. So that's fabulous. Let me get an age on this. Age 16, Marina. So, as I've said many times, ages are the toughest thing, but usually I'm within a year. So, somewhere 15, 16, 17. So, let's go ahead and release that. So, that did release. And next, Joanne also wants to work on whatever is ready to be released and or healed. Let's see what comes up for Joanne. Yes, that's a very good one to come up, Marina. Joanne, frustration. So that is a nice one that is ready to leave. So let me get an age on that. Around age 36. So let's release that. So, and the really nice thing about this, so releasing like frustration or negativity, it means that your level that you currently have will drop a bit. So you are less sensitive to it. And I find that one of the biggest things, that you are more in a neutral, more natural state versus a hypersensitive negativity, hypersensitive frustrated. So I'm really hoping that you both notice differences. So it is set 29 after, actually 30 minutes after, exactly on the dot. So let's do our next healing pulse. So with this, if you're here for the first healing pulse, consider sending it to the same place, or maybe trying somewhere new. If you don't really have a certain spot that you want to receive the information, I would suggest sending it to your head or your heart. So rub your hands together. Place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands on yours. And then just being open and allowing the energy to flow. Just breathing in that energy. And for those of you who are new and just stopping by, Not everyone feels the healing pulse energy, but many do. So if you do not, sometimes it's a matter of just faking it until things heal enough that you can allow the energy to flow and feel it. And I'm living proof that sometimes faking it until you get to that point that you feel it. So, like right now, as I'm sending or transmitting, I've got this tingle in both my hands, especially in the palms. There's in the middle of your palms, there's uh, chakras. And so that's where the energy flows, although sometimes it comes out of my fingertips. So just breathing that energy in, breathing the energy out. And just imagine the energy flowing, going exactly to where it needs to go. Okay, so that was Healing Pulse number 2. Let me know how you're doing. So next, we'll do some group negative beliefs. And then I'll tell you percentage-wise how many of you have this. Oh, I think this is a new one. I am in the wrong place. That's interesting. I always think things come up for a reason, so that's very interesting. So 30% of you have this. So not many. So 30%. So about 2 or 3 of you that are currently watching this have that. So I'm in the wrong place. So let's release that. Does that resonate with anyone right now? And think of it. Place isn't necessarily always a location. Place can be sort of like your uh, position in life. So, yeah, so don't get too hung up on the word place being like a physical location. Because sometimes the message needs to be tweaked just a little bit. So, very interesting. I'm curious about that one. I am in the wrong place. Now, if this was November, I would say that's me, but it's still summer. So I'm okay where I'm right now. But let's see how many more negative beliefs. 2 more. Anne Marie. Big hugs, Anne Marie. I can understand that, Mary. Got some things to consider that sometimes new choices aren't always the best choice overall once you see what it's like. Ooh, doggies. But it's all about making choices and knowing what's best for you. So let's see what number 2 is. I am alone. And so with this, I know many in the group are single and alone, but this is when I am alone is considered a negative thing. Like for me, most of the time, being alone isn't negative. But for some people who have always had a partner, a companion, sometimes it's a really negative thing. So let's just see how many of you have this. 60%, so a little over half. And this doesn't necessarily mean all the time, but sometimes you look at part of your life where you thought being alone was really a super negative thing. Welcome, Leslie. We are just working on releasing negative beliefs. So we just released I am alone. We also released I'm in the wrong place. And then next, we've got the third negative belief. I am helpless. All right, let's see. It's 65% I'm helpless. So a little over half. Let's release that. So having a negative belief like I am helpless can attract that feeling of helplessness more to you. And it's easier to go to the helpless state than a position of strength. So we're going to release that. So I did release. Okay. Next. What time is it? 38. Let's just, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else in here. Actually, we're going to do one thing. So this isn't as nice looking as, so this, I should have, I've got it in color. This is called Level of Consciousness. Some people call it Map of Consciousness. It's from a book called Power versus Force. Very interesting, but let's just see where the group is at. So this has levels between 20 and 1,000. And the higher you are, the easier it is to be positive, repel negativity. But the lower you are, the more it sort of keeps you down. So let's just see what we're at as a group level, and I'll tell you what the emotions are at that level. Ooh, we are 175. I think I did this, a few months ago. So here are the emotions that are related to the level 175. And with this, they like to see you above 200, and 250 is even better. But 200 is sort of like the dividing point between positive and negative. So 175, we're really close. But so here are the type of emotions and feelings that are at 175. Indifferent, demanding, pride, scorn, inflation. So with this, I would like us as a group to get up at least to 200. So 200, let me tell you what the words are for that. And you'll sort of see the difference. Permitting, feasible, courage, affirmation, and empowerment. So it's sort of like a step up in positivity. So let me see. So I'm going to write this down so we are currently 175. And I think we'll just look at pulling negative emotions for the group and seeing if we can get us up to at least over 200. So let me see which ones those would be and how many. So 3 negative emotions will bring us up over. Yeah, that it really makes a difference. And so this is just a step at a time. So this should help all of us. So let me see. So I'm going to pull 3. And then, like the group negative beliefs, I will give you a percent of how many have that. Inflexible. Sorry, I've got this fan that's just, you've got one hair that just sort of blows and tickles your face. It's like, oh, inflexible. Let's see how many of you have at least a little bit of this. 65%. I admit there are moments I have this. So this will be good for me and good for some of you too. So let's see what else. Miserable. I've had times when I'm there too. Let's see what percent miserable is where you guys have had moments of that. Got 80%. Have times where you've been miserable and it has affected you overall. All right, so let's see number 3. Hasty. Yeah. This hit me all 3. I have had times where I've made hasty decisions. Let's see what percent we have for that. 45%. All right, so let's go ahead and clear these. All right, so releasing and removing inflexible. And miserable. And hasty. And so like that, because these are trapped emotions, but I'm using it more as a theme, but it will still help you. So if you really resonate with like the inflexibility, I'm really hoping that you'll notice a difference over the next few days, that you're not quite as rigid. Okay, so let's see. Did inflexible release for everyone? Yes. What about miserable? Yes. What about hasty? Did hasty release for everyone? Ooh, hasty did not. Somebody wants to hang on to that. They like their quick decisions. All right, so let's. So I did release for everyone. Yes. Okay. Let's see where we are at on my level of consciousness chart. So are we still at 175? No. Are we up to 200? Yes. Are we over 200? No. Okay. But 200 is good. That's still a pretty good spot to go from indifferent to permitting, from demanding to feasible, from pride to courage, from scorn to affirmation, and from inflation to empowerment. So good job, you guys. All right, so let's do our third healing pulse, and then we will do our positive emotions. So with this, rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Yes, that was sort of fun. Sometimes it's good to revisit things we've done before, just because. All right, so breathe in that healing energy. Imagine with each breath in, you are allowing the healing to go a little deeper and a little closer to the underlying reason. So just breathe that in. Open and allowing. And as you breathe out, you're releasing things that don't belong or that do not serve you and are not there for your highest good. So in for healing and out for release. Okay, so that was healing pulse number 3. So next we're going to do our positive emotions, and I think I will pull 2 for each person just because that gives us more fun, right? And so if you would like this, put a number 1 in the comments. I'm going to just turn on the light here. So Alexa, turn on the living room light. Yay. I love that. Okay, so Leslie's going first. All right. Leslie, Mary, Joanne, Marina. Okay, so I'm going to start, and then if anyone puts, okay, I got Valerie and Marie. Okay, so as always, at the end, I will ask you if there are any words that someone else got that you're going to borrow. Oh, I imagine you would, Leslie. That's sort of funny. Yes, I like having it. I don't have to find a switch or anything. All right, so got one more to find for Leslie. So Leslie got understanding and responsive. Nice. So I'm going to reinforce that. Oh, congratulations, Joanne. Wonderful. That's exciting. Okay, so Mary, you are next. Pleased and reliable, Mary. Probably like the pleased more than the reliable, but together they're okay. Especially the pleased. That means you're pretty happy with something. All right, Joanne, let's see. All right, Joanne got perfect and unique. How cool is that? I think that's a good thing to be very pleased about, Mary. Just in time, Joan, we are pulling positive emotions. And actually, I'm going to add Joan to the list. Just because she popped in at exactly the right time. Okay, so Marina, you are next. So Marina got rewarded and persevering. So that's really nice. So I like those two together. Yeah, Joanne, you got two of the best ones, I think. I like those together. Perfect and unique. Okay, so Valerie, you are next. Flip my page. So Valerie got flowing and decisive. Those are nice too. All right, Anne Marie, you are next. So Anne Marie got forceful and attentive. That's a unique combination. I sort of like that. Yeah, we're getting some really good ones tonight. All right, so I'm going to pull for Joan. So Joan got expressive and kind. That's a nice one too. Both of them. Nice. Okay. So of all the ones that everyone else got, which ones are you going to borrow for yourselves and reinforce them? And does everyone know how to reinforce these for you? I know I've talked about this probably once or twice, but I just want to make sure that if there's another word that you really like, that you know how to take it and use it for yourself. There's a few different ways. Nice, Leslie. Unique is good. Because especially I think when we were young, it wasn't always good to be different. Sometimes that meant that you stood out and people picked on you. So yeah, I like unique. All right, so if anyone's shy and doesn't know how to reinforce other people's positive words within yourself, you can message me and we can chat about it. Otherwise, put it in the comments. Okay, so we are going to end tonight with our usual aura strengthening. And you may ask, why do we do this every single week? Well, it's because it's important and it gives you practice and it can really help you. So, having a strong aura means it is easier to repel negativity. And as you know, the world is not as nice as it used to be. Now people think they have the right to be nasty and that you have to listen to it. So, I want you to rub your hands together, and if you want to use healing pulse energies, feel free. But I also like you to get used to using your own healing frequencies. So rub your hands together, and if you want healing pulse energy, that's all you need to do is think about it, and the frequencies are added to your hands. And then you are going to beam the energy, exactly, Leslie, to your aura. I always do like this, but some people do it here, some here, so it's all personal preference. And so you are beaming energy to your aura. And especially if you've got some face-to-face contact or Zoom to Zoom with negativity, add some reflection into your aura. So that way, if someone sort of spews some negativity right at you, it also gets reflected back to them. And so just keep sending it and just allow that energy to flow. So usually by this time of the night, my hands are sort of buzzing, almost like a hum, if I put a sound to it, just because of all the energy flowing. So just breathe in and out. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So like 10 days from now, I'm going to do an hour-long Reiki and other energies, and I'll send out a poll and I'll put it in a number of places with different healing frequencies and just see what people are interested in. So I'll always do Reiki, but maybe you want to experience a few other things. And I typically have done this for my past Reiki videos, but I think last time I did just about everything that I typically do. But part of it is I'm not really sure what interests you. Wonderful, Anne Marie. Anne Marie's going to borrow all of them. I think that's fabulous. Okay, so that was our aura strengthening. And Duncan, come here, Duncan. Come here. Duncan's going to come over here and say goodnight. Oh, hi there, Dunk. So I hope everyone, oh, and here's Dexter too. Hope everyone has a really nice weekend. Yes. Notice they each got little extra collars because they've been barking their little fool heads off. So these buzz and vibrate. We will see if they help. They do worse than that, but right now I don't have them hooked up to do that. So far they're not quite sure why their collars are buzzing or vibrating. But yes. So thank you for coming tonight. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a fabulous weekend. I hope to see you next Thursday and also Sunday. Not sure quite what time, but I will let you know next Thursday once I get things in place and just making sure that nothing else is going to come up that would interfere. So, as always, thank you for being here and making Thursday a really great night. So have Dexter move so I can get to the screen. So yeah, they're just a little needy. Good night, Vicky. Good night, Marina. Yes, lots of positives tonight. Lots of really good positives. You're welcome, Marina. Good night, Leslie. Good night, Anne Marie. Good night, Valerie. Good night, Mary. So have a fabulous night. Bye.